Last time on Edgeworth Investigations.
Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here.
Are you done humping the door? Can you open it now?
I am doing my best, don't worry, this is a secret thief thing, you don't understand. Yeah, shit.
Hey guys, Ryan here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations. So, a few things I just wanted to point out really quickly. One, I don't really like Lang's theme that much. I think it's one of those things that I think it would be much better on actual instruments as opposed to bit music, as I'm just gonna call it. Secondly, apparently there was a Gavineers poster or something in the last episode that I didn't notice, so thank you for telling me that. And as I was talking about Kay before, I don't really know how I feel about her yet. I think I really like her because, as some of you guys did say, yeah, she's... A lot of characters, or a lot of the assistants are clones of Maya with slight variants, as people have said. And Kay doesn't feel like that. She doesn't feel like that at all, which is great. She's her own character. But anyways, let's get going with some logic. Oh damn, I love that snarky look on his face. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. Ugh. I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? Wait, how can you tell that from looking at the body? That doesn't make any sense. What? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Really, it's not. That's why there's so many murders we have to deal with. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins, isn't that right? I don't think Meekins is authorized to carry a taser. Oh my god, that thing in the background is satanic. I want you. You, Edgeworth. Just stop looking at me, poster. That is your reasoning. As solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment.
What's this philosophy of detainment?
You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girlie. In my country, the criminals have a saying. Beware of the wolf. Why the wolf? Because in my language, Lang means wolf. Then why are you wearing a bunch of dragons? Shut up, they wouldn't get me one with wolf on it. And you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor Lang Zi. You'd think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he is that famous. You need to chill. Whoa.
What? She just ice skate like, here you go, boss.
Who is that girl? She looks like she's from The Matrix. I actually really like her design. I hope she does talk a little bit, but it's fine if she's just the silent assistant that outbursts at like the very last case or something. Lang Zi developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, Zhang Fa Police still trains its recruits using his philosophies.
But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale.
Anything wears down and breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world? You want to put it to a test? Yes, with logic, bitch. Okay, let's see. Seen a lot of bodies like the one being have you? Okay, I feel like I should question him on the second or third ones. But hold on, I want to look at the evidence real quick. Because he's just a butler, so he would have a gun. He would not have a gun. All butlers carry guns all the time. Just ask Sebastian and Felicia. They know. Or Jacob, Sebastian. Jesus Christ. Black Butler. I've never actually even watched that show. Hold it! Yes, I think anyone who saw the bullet wounds would come to the same conclusion. Don't pat yourself on the back yet. What's that supposed to mean? What? Langzi says, oh, I see what his character is kind of now. He's, okay. I actually really like this dude. Search where the water is the deepest. You have to keep your eyes on the big fish that lurks in the depths, which is the killer. Is that right? And what would you know about the killer? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your... Yep, okay. Would appear you've studied a little of our laws. Studied? Who needs to study what every child on the street corner knows? It's that... Sheena! I'm not exactly sure if her name is Sheena. Oh, hey, she does talk. The Federal Firearms Restriction Act. That's it, the Federal Firearms Restriction Act. I knew it all along. I hear it's not easy to get a gun these days. Interesting, that woman is the one in charge of keeping track of the information. Just carrying like a bookshelf of scrolls. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement. Officer Meekins does not have a gun, I assure you. If that's the case, there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh? Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. How did you check every single person's weapons in such a short span of time? With the ancient technique of butt touching, where I can thoroughly search them within nanoseconds. Amazing! That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. The power of sheer numbers. All I have is Gumshoe and Little Miss Thief here. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey, you, show me your gun. Oh! What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden? Gun! What did you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already. Sir, I lost my gun. I saw this coming from a mile away. How could you be so irresponsible? In the end, it looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. I really like the sprite work on Lang, I'm not gonna lie, like... He's a really cool guy. Plus, I can't get over it, that's another design. Besides, eye patches, fluffy jackets do it easily, like, those are awesome design elements. For me, at least. You're the one who waited here outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim. So you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you, Lang? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Is that gonna be added to the... Hold on. I need to look at the evidence again. Victim Deacon shot from ABD through shoulder. Yeah, that's the part that doesn't make sense, though, is that, like... Why would he crouch down below him and fire upwards? I mean, I could already bring that up, because that doesn't make any sense. We're gonna press this again, though. Just to make sure. You mean to tell me that the murder occurred here in this garage? From the fact that the suspect was found almost next to where the body was found, coincidence? I think not. I'd say that it's pretty obvious that this is a crime scene. Langzi says, a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. Hey, finally, a quote even I've heard before. Furthermore, Langzi says... You know, I'm kind of waiting for an Ace Attorney game in which the roles for, like, whoever the main character is in whatever position and the assistant are kind of switched around, in which the main character is extremely bubbly and the assistant just doesn't care and doesn't want to help whatsoever. I think that'd be a fun dynamic to work with. Successful investigations are the result of multiple returns to a crime scene. Looks like neither detectives nor criminals have changed their ways over the millenniums. So this is the kind of conclusion the philosophy of detainment can lead you to. I don't get it, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you putting yourself on the line for Mr. Meekins? He's not even a person. I'm still here. Yeah, shut up. It's not that I particularly care about what happens to Officer Meekins. What? However, I can't simply stand by while Agent Lang ignores our country's laws. Shilong Leng. So what sort of investigator are you? This is the thing I want to rebuke with the fact that where the gunshot wound is, but I highly doubt this is going to be right since we got the newer one. Agent Leng, if you could take a look at this piece of evidence, you'll see that there's a very big flaw in your logic. A flaw? Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight. Why is he so mean? Alright, I'm gonna try it here. Because it's the only thing I can think of. Unless one of these blue badger things says otherwise, like he's supposed to be elsewhere. Wow, that's a real kid's thing to do. Don't you love going to an amusement park and one of the, like, costume people is holding a gun? Child-friendly. Okay. Take a picture. They're wandering around. There's only one of each. Alright, that's all I can do, so... Okay, it was just this one. Unfortunately for you, Agent Leng, that is simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime- Whoa, what just happened to my finger? It twitched. It's the twitch of justice and glory. You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean? Oh, he's going to, like, a martial arts stance. I remember having to say that all the time when I did martial arts for, like, 12 years. That was a fun time. So, you did notice that there was too little blood. Wait, that's the problem? That's the problem? Not the weird entry of the gunshot wound. It's the fact that there's not a lot of blood. Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? I completely forgot we talked about that part. Because this isn't the crime scene, and if it was your men who led you to think it was, I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight. Gumshoe could do a better job. Not bad. I see your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that Officer was hanging out around here in the first place? Weird? How so? Hey you, your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What are you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk. But sir, I really did take a walk, sir. You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligation so lightly? Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something? Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir. Save me the way you did earlier. Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened. Sir, not you too. That was the silliest little cut-in thing I've ever seen. It's true, sir, I wasn't assigned to this area. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams? In the blue badger mobile, sir. But I got completely caught up in my role, selling dreams to children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area. I wish I could just buy my dream. 10,000 subscribers, done. Did it with money. What is this blue badger mobile? Oh, it's that thing. It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir. So the Blue Badger Mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop? Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant. He seems rather worked up, even more than usual. Hyperactive self. He sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try to calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer? Sir! Roger, sir. So I think I already see some of the issues with this. I went to look for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger Mobile, sir. So there's still 2 others there. But how did you get it in there while... and not see the body? Got completely caught up in my role. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. Sounds like he simply forgot about his real job and became the Blue Badger. However, there was one flaw in Officer Meekin's story. I have a feeling that he'll need some prodding before he'll spill the beans. Okay, so pressure him. Alright then, where were you assigned to? What is wrong with my finger? Holy shit. I was assigned to the main gate, sir. He must be in the area with the bridge and the outrageous fountain.
Okay, then why are you here in the Wild West area?
I forgot. I don't think the other Ace Attorney games did this, where 2 of the sprites could appear next to each other at the same time. I don't think this has ever happened before. It's really neat. It's because of a very deep reason, ma'am. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep pressuring you. So that's how I win things. I pressure people. Describe for me how you conducted your investigation. Yes, sir, well, first, I made sure there are no suspicious-looking people in the area, sir. But the only people that seemed to gather around me were little girls, sir.
Well, what did you expect? You're dressed like the Blue Badger.
I thought I had no choice at that point, sir, so I killed all of the children, and then I could continue my search for justice. What exactly do you mean by selling dreams? Sir, the Blue Badger Mobile is where dreams are collected. What? Sweetness like you've never known except in your dreams, ma'am, like innocence drops. And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am, like guilty jawbreakers. Selling those as I push the Blue Badger Mobile along is my sworn duty, ma'am. I feel like in every single game, this guy's role is just getting lower and lower and lower in the police department until it's going to be like, I'm the guy that opens the doors for the other police officers. But, okay, well, we haven't learned anything from you. At all. Completely forgot to look for the kidnapper. Oh, sir, of course not, sir. I would never do something like that, sir. Shh. You're absolutely right.
Wow, you're good at this forcing people to confess thing, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be frank, I'm just a little man, sir. I'm better at selling kids a few small dreams than looking for a big crook, sir. Enough wallowing in your own self-pity. Let's return to your testimony. Yes, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. Whoops. I forgot to press that last one. How did you wind up all the way over here? I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. One of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight. I had to run away from the kids' painful drop kicks, and before I knew it...
Haha, the good old drop kick. I dished out my fair share of those when I was a kid.
I've never drop kicked someone in my life, and I regret it, because now I'm too old to do it without getting arrested.
It was always the best when you really felt one connect with your opponent.
In any case, you wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation. Sir. That's right, sir. It's not something you should be admitting to with your head held high, officer. It sounds like he simply forgot about his real job and became the Blue Badger. However, there was one flaw in Officer Meekin's story. But I have the feeling that he'll need some prodding before us, but... Okay, well, we already pressed him all the way, so... Like, the only thing I can think of is this. 'Cause there's the main gate. So he went to the right. There's no problem with that. Still no problem. Photo rally. Take a picture. There's only one. They're wandering throughout the park. I guess so. The only thing I don't know is, like, when he parked it in there, how did he not see the body? Because if he arrived and then just stood there in front of the door, then that means that no one could have gotten past him, therefore no one could have gotten the body in there. So that's the big thing. So I guess I'll just present the evidence.
Objection!
Yeah, because he's not talking about where it went. Edgeworth, why do you have to be that... I mean, I know he likes to do that just to be like, oh, I'm right and it feels so good. Good-gasm. Activate. But, like, come on, we're talking to an idiot. You don't have to feel proud here. Officer Meekins, I would appreciate it if you didn't tell such transparent lies. Sir? I'm lying, sir? Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the Blue Badgermobile until recently, then what is it doing here inside the garage? Ah! Actually, I just lost track, sir. Lost track of what? By the time I realized the Blue Badgermobile was nowhere to be found, sir. Which would mean it was perhaps stolen. That's when I came back to this area thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. That's when that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth. Not so fast! Wow. He has a really... I can't think of a single voice that I've given someone that matches up with the voices that are actually in the game. The possible closest one I think I could give them was just Apollo, because that's my own voice, but I'd have to make my voice higher to sound like Apollo's, so... I don't remember if Trucy had one, but that may have been it, so I don't know. All the voices just sound really different from the voices I give them, which isn't bad. A likely story. Who do you think is going to buy such a convenient tale as that? And what exactly is so convenient about his story? The car getting stolen? It's completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume the car was used alright. To move the dead body. What? You killed the victim at some distant location, Officer Meekins. And then you used the Blue Badgermobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you're coming with me. It wasn't me, sir, the killer. I didn't do it. Agent Lang, wait. What do you want now? We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say we all know the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you, truth schmooth. I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. God, how did this guy get hired? It's probably just because he's related to his father. I already forgot his name. But, he's in some, like, big shot lineage, so he gets some privileges that he shouldn't have. Is that what I'm seeing here? As for us, we don't have time. We don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon. I don't even know what that means, but it pissed me off. Come on, men in suits, beat him up. I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to the autopsy, and you guys are getting in the way. You would interfere with another one of my investigations? Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. Ugh. I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Just making a bunch of weird sounds. Now be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight if you don't. I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. Well, isn't he just fun in a barrel? Yeah, save. Save. March 13th, 1:22 p.m. Gatewater Land Main Gate. Just sound like a pair of peasants. I love how he calls other people peasants. That's a new level, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? Everything? You really shouldn't steal anything. However, I'll bite. I'll bite. What shouldn't the thief steal? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with, ever. Okay, Char Aznable, thank you very much. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never be truly hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands. And I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, now I'm going to work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go. I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just going to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, hey, it's Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium. Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness in the stadium. A witness? You, what did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? The jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir. Thank you? Thanks. Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. Walk. 1, 2. What, Edgeworth? I know how to walk. The Pink Badger Mobile ice cream car rapist fan. I thought there was a witness here. Isn't it amazing that we can turn without actually having to move our body? Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, is that who I freaking think it is? It is! Oh, I missed you already. I wanted to voice her so bad, and I'm so happy she's here, although... Do these games happen before Apollo Justice? Because she looks... younger. Like, she looks like she's younger from Apollo. Older than her first appearance. Oh my goodness, though. This is making me confused at which this timeline takes place. Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lena Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. Mind you, I still haven't played that case yet. I have played cases 1 through 4 in the first game. Or until whichever case this was. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics. I guess this happens before Apollo, then. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scene scientifically. Okay, yeah, I know the timeline of this now. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. I am not just eating snacks constantly. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. Well, you're different. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh wow, she has like a whole new sprite set. I know I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday. You'll see. Yeah, you'll be a super something. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday. Yeah, you guys pointed out that I've been mispronouncing Kay's name. It's actually, Faraday? Kind of? I've been calling it Farday, because it sounds better, in my opinion, but I'll call her Faraday, or whatever. And I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. Just turn off your brain and let it go. It's what I do every day. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do. So, why are you here, Emma? At a murder scene? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. Then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here.
You have a sorry lack of friends, Emma. I had really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I had just missed you.
How exactly did you know I was here?
Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I used these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. The set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. Yeah, it's interesting how much you forget about science later on and just go to be grumpy. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine the special light on it, zing, the footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube.
Whoa! I just noticed it's a reflection of... I'm assuming that's a calculator or a phone of some kind.
It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking.
Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment.
She seems so much more... I kind of understand what people mean. It's like, I love both sides of her. Which is like the earlier version of her that I see what people said it was when she was really highly into science and really outgoing and upbeat. But then you get to Apollo, and she's like this grumpy older lady that just wants to eat food, but she still shows like hints of loving science. I see what people mean now. I still like both of them though. I think they're both great.
Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about?
Well, I did get a call from Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said.
What was that man thinking, or rather not thinking?
So let me guess, there's been a murder, right?
Murder! Yes, unfortunately, there's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness right now. Where did that person go? Well, I guess we're done. Well, you know, we could probably present something to her.
Hey, girl. Oh. Scientifically calculating and thinking critically about this. Then putting it in a way that transmits the feeling that I understand. Whew, done. She makes it sound like she knows what she's talking about, but she really has no idea.
Admittedly, I'm slightly confused by what she just rattled off. Well, I don't have anything that I can physically have her analyze, so... See you later, Snacku, lady. I assume this is another Badger-mobile.
Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car.
Yes, this is the Retina Searing Pink model. What's that off in the distance?
What? Oh, hey, it's the Pink Badger. Badger, get!
Badger, Badger, Badger. Just what does she see in these silly things? Oh, God. Please. My name is Edgeworth, and I will be the one to end your life today. Prepare for battle. Pulls out, like, giant rapier. On guard. Honestly, I think Edgeworth's character could be improved if he just carried a rapier around everywhere.
I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. I don't speak Necronomicon. If I walk away from the crime scene, he's gonna, like, murder Emma or something.
You know, I figured Edgeworth would be curious and ask them to take off their helmet.
Oh, no! Oh, shit.
I can't take this. I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore.
You're... No! Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. Since she has gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief.
Edgy Poo! Why couldn't you understand that what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of the roundabout way of talking, so I'm just going to be direct. I had a bad feeling before this. Just made it official. The day has gone beyond the typical not my day into a realm of not walking nightmare. So you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, huh, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie. Oh, wow. She's actually really nice to Kay. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name is Wendy Oldbag. But you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Sheesh, I was just trying to be polite. Okay, never mind. She's still an ass. Power of Oldbag, activate!
Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met?
I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time just to fill in when there aren't enough hands. Would you like to see where my hands are, Mr. Ed?
Don't you dare. Get away from me.
But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Miss Oldbag, if I was to touch either of these girls, I'm pretty sure I would be in jail.
You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth.
Kay, please, I'm begging you, by all means do not provoke her any further.
Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness.
Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today.
I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true? She's the witness?
I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag.
Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder.
You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes?
Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me.
What old bag witnessed?
I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately.
What's that unfortunately you just tacked onto the edge supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady.
Windbag is immortal. She will Windbag. Old bag is immortal. She'll never die.
She has the Holy Grail. Let's just get through this as quickly as possible. Two men facing each other.
The one person who was shot fell to the ground.
It's a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me?
They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that.
But did they have any special features, anything you can recall that would be very helpful?
Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right, you do seem pretty worked up, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous.
It's alright, Edgy Poo, those two are just foals compared to a stallion like you. I can't wait to ride that cravat. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground.
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place.
Absolutely, that gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? but I took off as soon as I could find someone who could help. 2 men, 1 bullet. It's all consistent with that, with what we found at the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without doing something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we?
While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
So about this new problem,
What is that giant grin on your face for?
do you want me to show you something real nice?
No, thank you.
Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like.
What is that gadget you're holding?
What you see before you is the secret weapon of the great thief.
I should have known it would be worthless.
Don't be like that.
What the fuck? There is no consistencies in technology in this universe, is there? What do you think now? What is it doing? Is it projecting something into the air?
Going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take the wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of the real modern-day Robin Hood. Oh my god, my eyes. Sorry, you're supposed to close them.
What is this?
This is a recreation of the murder based on the little info I inputted into the Little Thief.
Little Thief? Dare I say, I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a little too far.
Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see, Miss Oldbag said that the 2 men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground.
So with this we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past.
See, what do you think?
I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Who even made this for her?
Like Christ, where did she even get this? Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu.
Indeed.
Oh, but if there isn't enough information or something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it. You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right now, this simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. If I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification.
Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. If you find something, I've got the Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay?
This is nuts.
Like, I mean, we've already passed the magic barrier, so who cares?
I'm walking all over the body. Look. Peasant. It's a silhouette of the killer with a gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer?
Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief.
She has a point. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but...
That's right, but...
But if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction.
Huh? What? Where?
This is the real scene of the crime. There's something missing that should be here.
Blood?
Yeah, blood, wouldn't it be?
Take that!
This is the contradiction.
Is something wrong with my recreation?
If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. You think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one?
Ooh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right?
Right. The fact that there's no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
Edgy Poo, how dare you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me.
In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. I don't know, they cleaned it? Well, at least we can logic things together now. Victim was kidnapper. Is it because he was trying to just get him to go where he wanted? Yeah, I got it. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? Oh, that's what we're getting at. So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? Then we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of the stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. The problem is finding them since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. I don't know, how can we go about finding some of them, Edgeworth? Ugh. I really like walking around. It's fun. What to do next? I don't know. Did we get any evidence from that? I don't think so. What is this, some sort of new attraction? Oh, we're talking about footprints. Why would I talk to you? Science Wafu, come over here. This is amazing. Just feel the power of science. Yes, enough with your science-gasm. On to the crime case. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you saying? I don't really know. Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Finally, my expert knowledge of forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even a partial footprint? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something. Look right here. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my god, this game is just Ace Attorney, Edgeworth investigations, plus bullshit scientific things that make no sense. These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Victim's costume data jotted down in my organizer. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. Can't wait to see what we find out from the new info. I love how Emma's not freaking out about that device. She could find out so much. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. And that is... What do you want? Her testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Oh yeah, because her testimony is now wrong, so she didn't mention the costume. I came to the stadium to take a short break. So I was resting, I happened to glance over, and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there's a loud gunshot, and one person fell down. Terrifying. Edgeworth. Can I get your pants now? No. The answer's no now, no later, and no in the past. So, does that mean that Miss Oldbag's testimony is a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be of some help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from this old bag to put into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. Yeah, I really do enjoy the fact that Edgeworth sees Kay's usefulness, and therefore, unlike almost everyone else with an assistant who's just there to be there, he's like, okay, she has a reason to be here. I can keep her around. Ezra, I think the greatest things that Trucy has done was literally disrupt the courtroom in illegal actions, which is great. And all Maya did was yell at you and look adorable. That's about it. I came to the stadium to take a short break, so I was resting. I could probably present to any of these. Oh god, he's doing that hot head waggle thing again. No, I'm not. I'm never doing that again. Two men, how did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. Saw with my very own two eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs. It's exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to even see the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. Okay, that's very useful. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. People used to call me Eagle Eye. Back then, I had the eyes of an eagle. I'd like to see your eye eagles, Edgeworth. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it. Kay, I want you to recreate a gallows so I can hang myself and end this torture. So this doesn't match up then. Because their position and the shadow doesn't work together. This is the new silhouette. The silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. The little thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. Alright, sounds like a plan. Huh. Well, I mean, I can't really... Looks like they broke the stage down. Oh, I didn't notice that. I guess this means they're done for today. Maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start and it runs tomorrow. Maybe. Oh, I can't go up there? Alright. I'm just looking for some things I can present. The thing is, I have nothing to connect the logic to, but the logic is... Yeah, there we go. Got it. I'm actually following this case really well. It's like a lot of the time I have problems in Ace Attorney where the thought processes of the characters are either behind, ahead of me, or in a different place entirely. And this one I've actually been able to connect things really, really well, which I won't say necessarily means it's well written or well thought out, but it definitely means that the case appeals to my thought process, which I think there should at least be one of those in every game, if that makes sense. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you would please. Okay. And, what? Oh my god, it's a ghost murder. He committed the crimes as a ghost. There's clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines, even though that was really, really cool. Oh, come on, it wasn't that hard to see it coming, even from a layman like me. I suppose, in any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? I'm sorry, I presume that Zeno's retarded. Therefore, he needs help. Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Oldback? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on the top of the stage. See, now let me update the info in the simulation. Okay, so that works. Okay, so wouldn't that make the entrance point of the gunshot wrong? Because it would go through the shoulder and out the side instead of through the side and out the shoulder? But it said for sure that the one on the side was the entry point, so what's with that? It would have to be the other way around. The Badger would have had to be on stage, and he would have had to be below him. That's the only way that can make sense. Well, well, what do we have here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. He's just too cool for school, aren't you? Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see, thanks. For what? Just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you've saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two. Sir. What? Oh, we're recreating the stage, okay. What is that? Oh, that's from the, Badgermobile, isn't it? And there you have it, you see? Big boys like me don't need silly little toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what, do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? I don't know, I just don't want to do this shit. I'm done, I want to go home and watch all 500 episodes of One Piece. I made that joke like 6 times now. In like 4 different LPs. He's the most likely suspect. Oh wait, he's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see, thank you for understanding, my little crow girl. Urgh, not some common crow, I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. This is the real scene of the crime. I do really like Kay. I do. Like, she's actively opposing Lang, as where Trucy and Maya would just get slightly upset. She is like, I can see her giving him the eyes. Basically. Anyways, I already know the answer to this one. Nope, that's wrong. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. Oh yeah, that's right. She hasn't seen a dead body before, so she didn't look. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. Oh, so it went straight up. I thought it went like across. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Ugh. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction. You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. Both of their locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. I get it, I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on the top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. Why are you talking like that? I don't know, I thought it'd be fun. I'm trying new things. Blah. If this is what happened, it would also explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer wore a costume. I love how Old Bag and especially what the fuck? I'm trying to think of her last name. Sky. I was about to call her Miss Sky, but I guess I'll just say Emma like I normally do. How about Emma and Windbagger just sitting back there watching like, wow, this is a crime. I like crime. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Oh, they're both wearing costumes. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing the costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Huh. Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Another bit of proof. I see you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the Blue Badger mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us the way he did it. The three tired tread marks are very telling, however. Is the Blue Badger mobile the only thing capable of creating that pattern? What about the pink one right over there? Are we really doing this? It's right there. Why? I say you take another good look at the tire mark. Okay, Oh, that's right, the pink one isn't in our evidence. Huh. I guess I'll have to press him then. The tire marks? Yes, the tire marks. The ones there behind the stage. Oh, yeah, you guys! Okay, if you look back there before it disappeared, there was a bench there that said Troop Graham Rye. Ah, that reference to Apollo. As for when they were made, they must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, correct? So this is gonna be a performance of both Troop Graham Rye and the Gaviniers. Are they touring together? I mean, that's kind of a weird thing for a magician to tour with a musician. But hey, whatever. Yes, and probably around the same time as when the killer's footprints were... Wait, that means that this is after... What? I am so damn confused. Well, no, because the Gaviniers and Troop Grammar existed during this time, but the game wasn't out yet, so... I am so confused. I am so lost. Yes, and probably around the same time as when the killer's footprints were made. The tires on that blue Badgermobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I'd say it's the blue Badgermobile because, well, that's pretty obvious too. Wait, hold on, I just thought about something. Marks indicative of the blue Badgermobile. I don't think that's right somehow. I don't know. Well, you won't actually let me look at them, but I just have a feeling. Wow. Okay. What'd I do right? Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekin's blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. Wait, what am I trying to look at? Something about the tires? I don't know what this is supposed to be. Like, this is one of those situations where I think the game is trying to depict something, but I'm not picking up on it. Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud. Oh, that's what we're looking at. I guess that's a line of logic you could go by. Yeah, well, I guess it goes around so you can't see, but I just found it odd that there was no, like, stop and tire marks, seeing as how one's in the front and the three were in the back, but I guess it took a U-turn, so that wasn't part of the proof. Ugh. This car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks. Then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldbag's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time I was on the second-tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I call. Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger? That's right. There's one more parking space inside that garage. And it proves the existence of the Proto-Badgermobile. It's so silly, I love it. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. Ugh. Huh? Hey, did you hear something? Huh. Hell. Who? Dude, you okay? Oh my god. Look at this rich hipster. Help me. Are you alright? Oh, I just put on his sunglasses. Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in? Ran away using underground and got loose. The kidnappers... What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces. But two. One was a woman. Okay, I can already guess. So one of them's her. If I had to guess, there was a male. The other one's him. Quite an interesting, important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I love those dumbs. They're too cool, though. They're too cool. Oh my god. I want an assistant that takes off sunglasses at the same time I do. When I get to like when I get to like 100,000 subscribers, I'm just gonna hire an assistant to sit next to me and tell me things that are completely obvious, or just ask questions so they can Google search them or something like that. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene, or am I going to have to get rough? I couldn't fight you. Your abs are like steel. You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't, not for you. That's right, I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? My, you little rascal. You sure know a way into a woman's heart. Lang Zi says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Wait, is that... Okay, no, it's just the Gaviniers song had the same line in it and it just rung a weird bell with me. Trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with so we're clear. I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth. Don't worry, I'm out of here. I might catch the douchebag if I stay here too long. Woo! We got through a whole other section. Alright then, I'm pretty satisfied with this stopping point. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad we're starting to see all the characters come in. Like, I didn't think I'd see Old Bag, and honestly, I'm really excited. I didn't think I'd see this version of Emma, and I haven't seen a younger version of her yet, because I never played the first case, so seeing her younger and invigorated and more interested in science is freaking awesome, too. So if you guys are liking this series, please leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. It's fine by me, too. And if you want to become a member of the Dust Brigade, just click subscribe. And I'll see you on the next episode of Edgeworth Investigations. Riding out.